Hey, Computer Studies 10. We are going to be making it so that our tank can shoot bullets. We're going to use cloning to do it, and cloning is a fantastic way to save yourself time. We're going to be able to shoot many, many bullets, but only program one sprite. We'll make copies of that sprite, and that'll allow us to shoot a whole bunch of bullets. I think that'll be great. These don't have to be bullets in your game. We talked about how you could be shooting sneakers from a Nike logo, or you could be shooting hot dogs from Peppa Pig. You can do whatever you like. But I just made a simple sprite that's I'm going to refer to as my bullet. Here it is, right here. It is this sprite, and I'm going to shoot it from the tank. But there's only one bullet, and notice that I can shoot so many. They're coming out, and it's a little awkward still. Like, it doesn't quite look right. But don't worry, we'll get it right. So how am I getting this to work right now? So come and follow me. We will look through these options here. So let me see. Can I zoom in? I can. So in my tank, this script that we did yesterday, I've added in another one. It says if I press the space key, I'm going to create a clone of the green tank bullet. That's this sprite right here. This is the beginning of cloning, and you get this block of code from control. So if you go over to control and scroll, you get to see there's all these cloning blocks. So useful. You can create a clone of various sprites, either yourself or another sprite. And then there's also this event that's kind of secret and hidden. Usually they're in events, but this is a secret one. Not really, but it's hiding it down at the bottom of the control. And when or a sprite is cloned, then when it is created, this script attached to this event will begin. So we're going to use this over in the bullet sprite. And then delete this clone will come in handy too. So they're all there at the bottom. So let's look at how, so that's how the space key creates the clone. How does the bullet know what to do? Let's go and look. So here's the bullet. When I press green flag, I hide the actual bullet sprite, the one that we're going to copy, because I don't want that one just kind of sitting around. Like, it'll look kind of dumb if there's just this bullet kind of in the middle of the map or something, right? So I have that hidden. And then this is the script. See how it says when I start as clone? That is what script runs when the clone is created. So here's my little algorithm for what happens when the bullet flies out. And these might not be obvious where I get these from, so I'll show you. So first of all, the bullet needs to go to the green tank. We want to create the illusion that the bullet is coming out of the tank, right? Even though technically the bullet is over here, and we make a copy, it shows up exactly right there. But the first thing we're going to do is make it go to the green tank. That's just under motion. It's hiding. It says go to random position, but if you click the drop down list, you can select sprites. So that's that block. Next, I'm going to show it. The reason I need to show it is because clones will copy the properties of the original sprite, and the original sprite is hidden, so it's got to show. And then I'm going to point the bullet in the direction of the green tank. I got to make sure I'm aiming the bullet. This is the aiming script. And where does all this come from? Like, this is a super difficult piece of code to find. I think a lot of students struggle with this particular part. First of all, the point in direction is no big deal. It's right here, but it normally has a number. We don't know the number, right? Because the tank might be facing this way, but it might be facing the other way. It might be facing up. It might be facing down. So there's no number to type in. So what we need to do is use a sensing block to detect the direction of the green tank so we can point our bullet in the same direction. So this is hard to find, and if you just look through it, you'll be like confused. But here it is. I often call it the Swiss Army knife of Scratch, this block. It's got so many things, but it doesn't look at all like direction of a sprite. So what you do is you first select stage, and you change it to one of your sprites. In this case, I'm trying to point it towards the green tank. And then I click backdrop, and it's no longer the stage, so you get a bunch of other possibilities, including direction. So that's how I get the direction of green tank, and I can pull it over here. So that's how I built this. This is basically the aiming part. And this next part, the repeat until touching edge, well, that's making the bullet fly across the screen. The repeat until is a fabulous loop. It's more like a forever loop than a repeat loop. It will go forever until a particular condition becomes true. So for example, if we touch the edge, that's when we'll stop. And we're using move again. Move is great because it just moves in the direction you're facing. So after we point in the direction, it'll just move. When this sprite hits the edge, this loop will stop, and the next thing that happens is we delete the clone. We should delete the clones so that we don't get all these clones piling up. There is a limit to how many clones can be in a particular project at any given time. So we don't want to like run out of clones, and not be able to shoot the gun anymore. So that's the story. So this is pretty good shooting, but it's not great. It's pretty good, I guess. The things that I don't like are, well, as you turn the tank, bullets don't keep up. And that's mostly just because the bullets are slow. If we speed up the bullets, and here's where you would speed up the bullets. Just move, instead of 10, move 20. And then it's a little bit better. Still a little bit awkward. Still not perfect. But it's not bad. And you can adjust the speed as you want. Whatever you think is appropriate. Second of all, the tank is like shooting out of the top of the turret. It's not coming out of the gun. So how do we fix that? Easiest thing to do is just make the clones under the tank. So what I can do is I can add a go to back layer. So when I start as a clone, another thing I can do is just say go to the back, go underneath the tank, and it'll look a bit better. So if I start this, now it looks like they're coming out of the gun, right? And really they're not. They're coming out of the center, but it's looking a lot better. Another thing is that because my bullet sprite is so big, it doesn't look very natural because the gun is, the cannon itself is smaller than the bullet. So I could just design my sprite a little bit better. But I just wanted to make it nice and big so you can see it in this video. Also, oh man, our rate of fire is so crazy. Like, wow, tanks are OP. So how do we limit the rate of fire? That I would look at in the grain tank sprite. So instead of just like every time we press the space key, we create a clone, what we could do is make it like wait a little bit. So we could say under control, we could put in a wait. So, oh, I tried to drag it. I don't know what happened. Trying again. Here we go. So I'm just going to add a wait 1 second, and it doesn't have to be 1 second. You can type in a different number. But this wait inside of this if statement will mean that I get unable to go, oh, actually, that might be interesting. That means when I fire, I'm kind of stuck. The whole script gets kind of stuck. So the rate of fire is maybe not so good to like lock your tank. It'd be kind of cool to be able to move as well. So maybe that's not the best choice, hey? All right, what could we do instead? Well, we can make a parallel script. So instead of making this if statement inside of this forever loop, we can make a parallel script. I'm just going to like lazily duplicate and then gut this one here. And I can stick this one in. So now, if I shoot, that's going to be held up by 1 second, but this will not be held up. So parallel scripts for the win. Let's see how that looks. So sure enough, oh, I got to press green flag. Sure enough, I can only shoot 1 bullet a second, but I can also move and stuff as well. So looking good, looking good. It's still not perfect, and there's a lot of other things we can do to change things up. But I think I'll leave it to you. I think you have enough knowledge now to sort of play with the numbers and adjust the sprite image to go from there. So there you go, folks. That's how you make your tank shoot. Make both of your tanks shoot, and you can make them shoot whatever you want. They don't have to be tanks. They can be whatever you want. I hope you have fun with it. Thank you again. Yeah, I'm not sure why it's not stopping. Awkward. I don't know. I guess just press the stop button. I